Okay, so welcome to our classroom. We are on our week 7, quarter 2 of mathematics. So first let us start with a prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Lord Jesus, I pray today that you multiply your grace on me, subtract and take away all of my sins by your mercy you have shed on me. Add to my awareness a better understanding of your will for me in my life. I will divide my blessings and grace with those that are not as fortunate as I am. In your perfect and most holy name, I come to you, Jesus, and ask these things. Amen. Once again, I'm Maria Eliza Nunez, your grade 7 mathematics teacher. So for this week, we have 4 objectives. First is solves problems involving algebraic expressions. Second, differentiates between algebraic expressions and equations. Third, translates English sentences to mathematical sentences and vice versa. The third objective, as you can see, has already been discussed on some of the other week before. Fourth is illustrate linear equation and inequality in one variable. So the third one is just a review. So let us start with some examples on how we can solve the problem. But we're not going to literally solve the problem. We're just going to translate the given into an equation. So the sum of 3 consecutive integers is 57. So in solving math problems, we always use the word let x. So we will let x as our integer, and since it's a 3 consecutive integers, so we will start with x, then next is x plus 1, the next is x plus 2. So we have the 3 consecutive, and the word is means equal. So this is how it will look. So again, the parenthesis is there. Yan, hindi pwedeng mawala. So we have x plus quantity x plus 1 plus quantity x plus 2 is equal to 57. So that's how you translate this problem. Another example, Angel's age is twice the age of Gideon 5 years ago. The sum of their ages now is 35. So to solve this kind of problem, we usually make a table. So this is the table. Age now of Gideon is X. So, because it says there, Angel's age is twice the age of Gideon 5 years ago. So, we know about Angel, but we don't know about Gideon. So, we let the age of Gideon as X. Then, twice. So, we have, and 5 years ago means minus 5. So, we have now 2 quantity x minus 5. And when we solve that, by multiplying, 2 times x will give us 2x, then 2 times negative 5 will give us negative 10. Then we come up with 2x minus 10. So that's their ages now. But their ages 5 years ago for Gideon is x minus 5. For Angel is 2x minus 15. And how do we write it now? It says there the sum of their ages now is 35. So we just add the x plus 2x minus 10. This time doesn't need to have a parenthesis on the 2x minus 10. Equals 35. And you can put it in parenthesis or not. It's the same. So next, the difference between 6 times the number and 8 is greater than 15. So a while ago, our number 1, number 2 example is what we call algebraic equation. So that's our one of our objective is for you to identify whether it is equation or inequality. So equation just have the symbol equals, of course. But when we have inequality, it can have the symbol less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, or pwede ring not equal to. So the difference between 6 times the number and 8 is greater than 15. So we will have it step by step. When we say the difference, so it means subtraction. 6 times the number, as again I said before, when we say the number, you can put any letter, but let's focus on using the x as our letter. So we have 6 times the number. I can put it as 6x and 8. So I have 6x and it says difference, so I have minus, then I have the 8 is greater than 15. So that's the time you put the symbol of greater than. So how do we write it now? So this is how it looks. 6x minus 8 greater than 15. So that's the symbol for your greater than. Next, 10 divided by twice the number is less than 1/4. So 10 divided by twice the number. So I can have 10 over, since it says divided, twice the number, I can have 2x, then less than 1/4. So I write the symbol of less than, then 1/4. So that's how it looks. 10 over 2x less than 1/4. So that's how you write your inequality. This is inequality. The first example is equation. Another one, we also have at most and at least. As I told you, we have the greater than or equal to, the less than or equal to. So in this part, it's a little bit confusing because when we say at most, it's not greater than or equal to. That means less than or equal to. And when we say at least, that is your greater than or equal to. So it's a vice versa interpretation. So we have Choi's monthly commission plus monthly salary of 15,000 is at most 20,000. So we have his monthly salary of 15,000, but we don't have the commission. So let's set that commission as our x. So x plus, since it says the word plus, x plus 15,000 less than or equal to 20,000. So that's how you write it now. Again, when we say at most, that means your less than or equal to symbol. So this is your less than or equal to. You just put a line underneath the less than symbol. And for our last example, Elise score in 3 of the 4 quizzes in math are 80, 78, 90. What score must she get on the 4th quiz to have an average of at least 85? Again, our at least is greater than or equal to. So it says there, what score on the 4th quiz? So our 4th quiz will now have the variable x. So we can write it as 80 plus 78 plus 90. Since it says average, then plus x over, because it says average, over 4, since it is 4 quizzes. Then at least greater than or equal to 85. So this is how you write that now. 80 plus 78 plus 90 plus x all over 4 greater than or equal to 85. So just a reminder, when it has an equal symbol, that is your equation. When it has the 4 symbol, the less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, we can call it as inequality. And when I say at most, that means you're less than or equal to. When I say at least, that means you're greater than or equal to. So let me just explain your learning task 1. So for your learning task 1, you're just going to translate. The same with my examples. Translate the verbal sentence to mathematical sentence. And use variable x. So you just use the variable x to represent number. So pag nakita yung word na number, you will use the variable x in a separate sheet of paper. You can find it on your module, page 30. This time, since it doesn't require solution, I allow you to just answer only. Next, we have learning task 2A, the same page, page 30. Translate the following sentence again into equation. Use x as the variable again. So it's the same, a little bit difficult than your learning task 1 because it's like the problem solving examples I've given. So it is 1 to 5 only too. Next, that is 2A. Then we also have the learning task 2B, the same page, page 30. Translate the following sentence to inequality. So your learning task 2A is equation. This learning task 2B is inequality. So this is the time you use the less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. And this time, it requires you to use y as the variable. So not x. This time you will use y for 2B. Learning task 2B, numbers 1 to 5 only. Then we also have the learning task 3. Write the equation or inequality. So it depends. So read it carefully if it is equation or inequality. Describe in the following problem. So you just write the equation, not solve it. Just write the equation. Page 31. It is on page 31. It doesn't require you to use the X or the Y, so you can choose whatever letter you want for the number or variable. So it is 1 to 10. Then this another one is example for your learning task 4. It is not in the module, but I need to give you an example for you to be able to answer the learning task 4 on your module. So this is how you solve the equation. When I say solve the equation, it means I am going to find the exact value of the variable so that I will come up with the correct statement. So let us start with example number 1. I have x plus 3 equals 9. So the first thing to do is to transpose our positive 3 to the right side. When I will transpose it, it means I will change the sign of it. So if it is positive, this time, when I transpose it to the right side, it will become negative. So I can have x equals 9 minus 3. So I'm just teaching you now the shortcut method because on the book, it is more complicated, applying those properties and whatsoever. So x plus 3 is equal to 9. Then we have x is equal to 9 minus 3. Again, you just transpose your positive 3 to the right side. That's why it becomes negative. But if it is negative and transposed to the right side, that will become positive. Just the vice versa. Now I can solve. I have 9 minus 3. Therefore, the value of my x should be 6. Okay, x equals 6. To check if your answer is correct, you can substitute that on the given equation. So if the value of my x is 6, therefore 6 plus 3, I already substitute it, 6 plus 3 is equal to 9, which is correct. Another example, if I have 3x equals 12, this time your variable has a numerical coefficient beside it. So the only thing to do is to divide both sides on the numerical coefficient that is given to you. So I just divide both sides by 3. So I have 3x over 3 equals 12 over 3. Therefore, I can cancel now the 3 over 3 because it just gave me 1. So it just means the remaining will be just x or 1x. Then I have 12 divided by 3, which give me 4. So x is equal to 4. And to check, just substitute it again. So you have 3 times 4. Is it equal to 12? So 3 times 4 is obviously equal to 12. So our answer is still correct. Another example, if I have 4x minus 7 equals 17. So first thing to do again is to transpose that negative 7 to the right side together with the 17. So since it is negative, it will become now positive when I transpose, leaving the 4x on the left side. So we have 4x equals 17 plus 7. Then you can add that 17 plus 7. So you will have 24. So I can have 4x equals 24. The next step is to divide both sides by 4 because I have the numerical coefficient of 4 on the left side. So 4x over 4 equals 24 over 4. And when I divide the left side, it just remains as x. And 24 divided by 4 will give me 6. So x equals 6. To check, let us try to check. We have 4 times 6, that is 24, minus 7, that is equal to our 17, which is correct. So that's how you check your answer if you're confused, if you're already correct with your answer in the value of the given variable in an equation. Next, for the last example of solving an equation, we have 3 quantity 2x minus 4 equals 18. So the first thing to do is to remove that parenthesis. And to remove that, I need to multiply the 3 to 2x and again the 3 to negative 4. So I have 3 times 2x will give me 6x and 3 times negative 4 will give me negative 12 equals 18. Just copy the equals 18. So you have now 6x minus 12 equals 18. Then the next step again is to transpose on the right side your negative 12. So that will be positive 12, leaving the 6x on the left side. So you have 6x equals 18 plus 12. And now you can finally add that 18 plus 12. Just copy the 6x on the left side equals 30. Then the next step is to divide both sides by 6 because that's your numerical coefficient on the x. So 6x over 6 equals 30 over 6, leaving our variable x on the left side equals our 30 divided by 6, which give us 5. So x is equal to 5. And to check, so it's to check, just put the bracket first. 2 times 5. So that's how we do it. That is 10 minus 4 is 6 times the 3 is 18. So that's correct. So learning task 4. So this is your learning task 4. on page 31. So this time you're going to show me your solution, the same as how I show you the solution of our example. The number 2 here actually is, as you can see, I already give it as an example. Find the value of x that will make the equality true or correct. Okay, by the way, in our equation, we only have one answer for the value. But when we are solving inequality, we can have infinite number for the value. Since it says less than or greater than or equal to, so it can means extended or infinite number of values for the variable. So let us have one example only for our inequality. We have 3x plus 2 less than 14. It is the same approach, just different sign because it is inequality. So you just transpose again your positive 2 to the right side of your inequality. That will give you negative 2, leaving the 3x on the left side. So 3x less than 14 minus 2. Now you have 14 minus 2 on the right side. 3x less than 12. Then divide both sides by 3. So 3x over 3 less than 12 over 3. So leaving your variable x on the left side, x is less than now 4. So what do you mean by that? What are the values now of our x? So that means it says there x less than 4. So I can choose 3, 2, 1, 0 up to the negative numbers that I want. So I can have, if I have 3, for example, let us start checking for the 3 since it is the very first less than numbers of our 4. So we have 3 times 3, 9 plus 2, 11. Therefore, 11 is less than 14. So our answer is already correct. And how about if I have 2? I will give you 3 checkings because on your learning task for B or your last task, you need to give the exact 3 value for the inequality that you solve. So if I have used now the 2 for the checking, I have 3 times 2, 6 plus 2, 8. That is still less than the 14. So I already have 2 values now. If I have used the 1, 3 times 1, 3 plus 2 is 5, which is also less than 14. So I can have it as my answer if I'm being asked to give at least 3 value. So I can have the answer 1, 2, and 3 as my answer for the value. So this is your 4B. Task 4B. The same page with your 4A, that is page 31. It says here, find 3 values. That's what I am told. That's why I am telling you a while ago. To make the inequality true or correct. You might be asking, Mom, should I solve the number 1, number 2? No, you didn't need to solve the number 1, number 2. As you can see, it's already there. It already have the answer x less than negative 1. Just think of the numbers, the 3 numbers less than negative 1. Just a clue, you might be confused. You might be choosing the 0, 1, 2, 3. No, that is not less than the negative 1. That is greater than because it is positive. So that means you will move to negative 2 and so on. And for number 2, if you have 2x greater than 0, just find a value for to be multiplied to 2 that will give you an answer that is greater than 0. So the only thing you need to solve for this 4B is the number 3, 4, and 5. And after you answer that learning task 1 to 4, of course, you will make your own reflection by choosing whatever you want mode of documentation, either a video blog, a narrative post, a photojournal, or to your preferred reflective mode of documentation. Just don't forget to say or write the word I learned that, I realized that, I will do. Then we can finally say, madaling-madali ang math, as simple as that. Once again, I'm your grade 7 mathematics teacher, Maria Eliza Nunez, now signing off.